Happy hump day, everybody. This week's affirmation is I require my worth. And I feel like sometimes people say, demand what you're worth. And I don't think that sometimes it even needs to be as strong as a demand. Like when you have your own personal requirements, you don't really need to always make demands. You just have your standards that you've set. And in terms of requiring your worth, I mean this basically in every context. I definitely mean it in terms of employment and gig and job opportunities, but I also mean it in terms of relationships, both romantic and other interpersonal relationships, such as friendships. It's important to figure out, what you feel like your contributions are worth and require that you get what you're worth out of circumstances. I've heard lots of people in the gig economy in some way or another, whether it's my performer friends or other entrepreneurs, talking about, this is my base fee, and sometimes feeling uncomfortable, right? It can be really uncomfortable if your base requirement is $400 for something and you think the person you're talking to only has a budget of $75 and you like the person and you want to please them, right? I think sometimes when you are a people pleaser, which many of us are, and particularly if that person is a potential customer, it's hard to say, actually, this is what, my requirements are. But I also think it's important that in terms of even with work opportunities, your worth, something can be valuable to you and something can pay you in things other than dollars. Sometimes dollars are your bottom line, and it kind of depends on where you are in your journey. I had an interaction recently with a friend of mine who wanted to book me for something, and she kind of wanted me to do two different things. And one thing is something that I'm new in and kind of breaking into, and one thing is something I've been doing for a while. And so for this very same event, we kind of had a series of negotiations, and I did agree to do the thing I'm new to for free because I see value for myself, not in that I'm going to get this check, but A, I'm going to get this experience. B, I know how to, I'm going to make this worth my time. So both by practicing and getting the experience, also by getting, kind of the right photography and documentation. I'm going to use this free gig as an opportunity to create a paid gig. This is also someone that I have an ongoing relationship with over a period of years, and we've been able to help each other with different things over time. And so kind of strengthening that relationship is a value add for me, but also knowing that I can use this free opportunity as a way to turn it into a paid opportunity in the future. I do not think, and I know a lot of artists in particular go on and on and on, exposure is not payment. And usually it's not, but there are times when it is. Usually when you're first starting off with something, right? So it's very common for organizations with no budget to approach different types of artists and say, but you'll get all this exposure. And the problem is that exposure exposes you to people who aren't going to pay you. But there are times when, you need the opportunity to build your portfolio and it is worth it to you. But you kind of have to know that. So what I'm saying is definitely don't settle for less than what you're worth. And if it's hey, this is my fee, you can, accommodate it or not. Or this is my fee and I am willing to negotiate because I'm really, really closely aligned with your cause, but I also need X, Y, and Z, maybe I can do this work for less, but I need access to your mailing list. For some people that may be useful. Or, I can't do this, but I can refer you to someone who's kind of newer in this field who can do it. But I don't think in terms of money that negotiations have to be contentious so much as this is what I bring to the table and this is what I expect in return. But also, okay, leaving the money page. Also know your worth in terms of relationships. You know, how do you require other people to treat you? What do you expect of your friendships? What do you expect of your romantic partners? Are you in a situation where you're giving, 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 and nothing's coming back to you in return? Are you in a situation where, you know, somebody's completely oblivious of your love language and so you're not getting what you need? Like, whatever it is that you need out of both your romantic and your other relationships, like, you need to know that too. Like, if you have a friendship that feels totally one-sided, like, have a conversation with your friend. If you're in a romantic relationship and it's just the only thing you're getting out of it is to be able to say that you're in it, like, not worth it. You know, as they say, you can do bad all by yourself. So yeah, whenever you go into things, know what you're worth. Don't oversimplify it, because I think sometimes it is more than dollars and cents. And I think even in terms of like, I know certain people, like particularly when I was younger, I used to have a bunch of friends, you know, who had the list of everything a potential partner had to have. And it's like, if they don't do this and they don't do that and they can't provide this and they can't provide that. And a lot of those things on that list were superficial, and they may be important to some people. And if they are, that's great. But it just like with the kind of career related things, and in terms of like even salary positions, sometimes, you know, less money and better benefits or less money and flexibility equates to more money, you know. But just like with the tangible dollars and cents thing, sometimes, you know, you may think you need a person who does this, that, and the third, but a person who's doing, you know, a certain collection of other things may also be valuable to you. So I guess I encourage you to know what you're worth, know what your time is worth. Don't settle, but be open to value existing in terms that are not necessarily dollars and cents or black and white always, you know. Um, and yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll holler at you next week. Happy hump day.